What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going over some Black Friday / Cyber Monday deals for the studio. So if I'm being honest, I really don't pick up new things for the studio that often. Even though the cost of music technology has come down over the years and things are a lot more accessible to us, these things can still get a little pricey if you don't watch out. So the only 3 times that I ever purchase new things for the studio are either when my current things are broken, when I find something that either makes my job easier or more enjoyable, or when the prices are too good to pass up. With that being said, I always wait around for the holiday season of the year to come around to make my purchases, specifically the Black Friday weekend, because I know that's when I can get the most out of my cash. Needless to say, that is exactly what we're doing today. We're looking at some Black Friday / Cyber Monday deals for the studio from some of my favorite manufacturers and retailers that I think are worth checking out, and ultimately, that'll save you guys some money. So let's go. Okay, first up on the list, we have Waves. Now, they usually do a deal every year, and this year is no different. Right now, if you shop $50, you get 1 free plugin, and if you shop $100, you get 2 free plugins. Now, you do get the option to pick your free plugins, but the only caveat is that they have to be a part of their $29 category. The good thing, though, is that they recently added way more plugins to their $29 category, and if we take a look now, some plugins that are worth picking up if you do end up buying something are things like the SSL E-channel, that's a really good one, the J37 tape, another really good one. I've never really used Waves Tune Real Time. I think this is like a Melodyne or an auto tune, but maybe that's worth picking up. And definitely this one, the CLA2A. It's basically an LA2A remodel. I use the UAD version all the time and it's fantastic. But all of these among many others. Now on top of that, they're also giving us 80% off most of their bundles. So if you take a look, even their Diamond bundle, which I believe includes everything on their site, and it's $3,000 regular price, is going on sale for $249. Now if that's still way too much, you also have the Gold bundle, which is regularly $800, going for $99. Now, if all that still seems like way too much for you, then don't worry, because they're still kind enough to provide us with a free plugin. Now, if you go to their site and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see that they have a new plugin that they just released today. It's called the Waves Sibilance, and it looks like it's a vocal de-esser. But all you do to get it for free is simply go to their site, scroll to the bottom, and claim it for yourself. Now, they don't mention until when these deals will be available, so if you do want to pick something up, just keep that in mind. Moving on, we have some deals from the guys over at Soundtoys. Now, I've talked about them extensively in multiple videos on this channel, but they make some of my favorite plugins, including Echo Boy and Decapitator. Now, right now, they're having a 50% off deal, their entire Soundtoys 5 bundle. That's every plugin that they have, 50% off. So instead of $500, you're paying $249. Now, on top of that, of course, you still get 50% off your bundle upgrade. So if you have Soundtoys 4 and you want to upgrade to 5, you can still claim that here. Now, if $250 for the whole deal is still way too much for you, then don't worry, because they still have up to 80% off individual plugins. Now, if you take a look at what's available, some that I would definitely try to pick up if you can are Echo Boy. This is one of my favorite delays ever. It's $79. Discounted from $200. Let's see, Microshift is another really good one, $29 as opposed to $130. And Little Plate has been one of my favorite plate reverbs for a while. They had it for free for a short period of time, but $29 is definitely a steal for a great reverb. Now, these were just a few out of the many available, but if you want to check them out for yourself, definitely come through to their site. And remember that this runs up until November 25th. Moving on down, we have some deals from Loopmasters that are currently running up until December 2nd. Now, if you're in the market for royalty-free samples, then you might want to start here, because right now they're having sales of 60% off most of their loop packs, with some going as high as 70%. And if you want to learn how to get some free sounds from them weekly, then make sure to check out my Loop Cloud 3 review. I'm gonna link it up in the card as well as down in the description box below. Moving on down, we have a company that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is PreSonus. As you guys know, I use Studio One for everything, for production, mixing, mastering, audio editing, you name it, Studio One does it. And right now, they're having a 50% off sale off every version of Studio One. And yes, that includes their Studio One 4 Professional. So instead of paying the $400 for that, you can get it for $200. You can also pick up the artist version for $50 instead of $100. And of course, there's a bunch of other cross-grade programs that you also get for 50% off. Now, if you don't want to pay for the whole thing up front, then no worries, because we recently learned that Splice has Studio One 4 Professional on a rent-to-own program. So essentially, you can pay a monthly fee up until the point where you finish paying for the whole software, and then it becomes yours. Regardless of how you choose to purchase, if you do, I can't say enough good things about Studio One. But if you do want to take advantage of the 50% off deal, this will be going on until November 26th. Speaking of Splice, I found a code online that'll give you 2 months free of their regular service. Now, I don't know if it'll work because it wasn't really from Splice. It was off of like a forum, but allegedly, it'll get you 2 months of Splice for free, and all you have to do is type in the code, the number 2, free 18, 18. So the number 2, free 18. Now, it also didn't say if it was only for new members or also for existing members, but try the code and let me know. But it did say you guys have until November 27th. Moving on down, we have another company that I really like, and that is Universal Audio. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar, but Universal Audio are the ones that make the fantastic Apollo interfaces, which I actually use here in the studio. Now, right now, they're having a deal, much like every year, where they kind of do 12 days of deals. It's not just one. But if we take a look, day 1, we're on day 4 now, but day 1 gave you 3 plugins for free whenever you buy any custom bundle. Day 2 saved you 50% on plugins from SSL. Day 3 saved you 50% off magnetic tapes, and now we're on day 4, which is saving you 50% off all Manly plugins, and all these will be active up until the end of their promotion run. Now, obviously, this one's a little bit more limited because to use your plugins, you do need an Apollo interface, but if you're already an owner, this might be a good deal for you. Now, if you're not already an Apollo owner, but you're looking into buying one soon, then there's another promotion that you might be interested in. Now, right now, they have another promotion going on, which has nothing to do with Black Friday, but it's just as good, if not better. And I recently took advantage of this deal myself. But essentially what happens is if you buy any of their Apollo interfaces, you get a bunch of plugins for free. So for example, I bought this one, the Apollo Twin Quad. And with that, you get the Neve 1073 EQ and preamp, which is fantastic. I use this preamp, like every single time that I do a video here, I run my vocals through my Apollo, through the Neve. Every time I record people here in the studio, for the most part, the Neve tends to do a good job, but I can't say enough good things about this preamp and EQ. Aside from that, though, you also get a tape recorder, a 55 Fender Deluxe amp, the legendary Lexicon 224 digital reverb, and a Galaxy Tape Echo. Now, that's only for the quad. If you get the Duo, then you get all these plugins minus the Lexicon 224 and the Galaxy Tape Echo. If you get the Solo, then you only get the Neve preamp. This is the version without the EQ and the tape recorder. And if you get their most affordable audio interface, the Arrow, then you only get the Neve preamp. Either way, if you're looking to get into an Apollo, this might be the best time to do it because right now this deal is running until the end of the year, up until December 31st. Moving on over, we have some deals from probably one of my favorite retailers, and that is Sweetwater. Now, whenever I have to order physical gear for my studio, I always try to order it from Sweetwater, and that's for many reasons. Number one is their great customer service. I've never had a bad experience with them, but I feel like if I ever did, they would not hesitate to make it right. There's always this one guy who calls me, just one guy. I feel like we're on a first name basis by now, but every time I order, he calls me to make sure that everything was okay. On top of that, and this is just something small, but whenever you order something, they always include a bag of candy, which I will never say no to. But anyway, looking at their deals, they have up to 80% off most of their things, but the one item that caught my eye was this here, the Avid 11 Rack Special Edition. Now, if you guys have heard any of my beats with guitars, then they probably went through this first. Basically, what this is, it's a guitar tone emulator. So much like when you would plug in your guitar to a pedal board and then into an amp, this does it all for you in a box. So once you plug in your guitar, you can select through different presets, but you could also swap out mics. You can swap out amps and cabinets and get really creative. What makes this really special though is that on top of that, it's also an audio interface. So if you're a guitarist who maybe travels and likes to record yourself in your band, then this might be the solution for you. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of other deals here for you to look at, but this to me seemed like the most bang for your buck. Next up, we have Native Instruments. Now, right now, Native Instruments is having a 50% off sale off of a select range of plugins, including Tractor Pro 3 and Contact 6. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Contact 6. It's probably, I would say, the most popular like sound library player. A lot of people make third-party libraries for Contact, and it's a great thing. So right now, if you want to pick it up, instead of $400 by itself, you can pick it up for $200. Now, of course, they have a bunch of other plugins under this deal, including Guitar Rig 5 Pro and Massive, and all this is running up until December 2nd. Now, another company that's having another 50% off sale is IK Multimedia. Now, some of you might know of IK Multimedia, but if not, they make some really great mixing and mastering plugins, as well as some production plugins. One of my favorite plugins from them, and I'm giving away sauce now, but it's called Miroslav Philharmonic. It is arguably one of the best plugins for like orchestral sounds, like a lot of violins, cello, stuff like that. Really good. Right now, though, they're having a 50% off sale on all software and apps until the end of 2018, and that includes Miroslav Philharmonic and something like Sample Tank, which is similar to Contact. It's like a sampler, so definitely go in on that if you want it. Last but not least, they're also having a 33% off their actual physical gear. Now, right now, there's a bunch of things that you can pick up, but my favorite are these here. The iLoud micro monitors. Basically, these things are portable speakers that are Bluetooth, but you can also connect them to your audio interface. So you can have them on the go as part of your mobile kind of production setup, but also have them in your regular studio as a second reference. Other interesting things here also include their iRig keys. Instead of $200, you get them for $149. Now, this 33% off their gear will be available up until November 26th, but again, everything else 50% off until the end of the year. Moving on down, we have probably one of my favorite third-party synthesizers, and that is Sylenth 1 by Leonard Digital. Right now, they're having a sale up until November 26th, where you can get the plugin for 25% off with the code BLFR2018. Now, personally, I don't use any Arturia plugins, but right now, until December 5th, the company is having a 50% sale off their V collection. That is 21 classic keyboards with over 6,500 presets that you get for $250 as opposed to $500. Now, speaking of plugins, Nexus 2 is also currently on sale. Now, much like Sylenth, you're not going to get that much of a discount, but they are taking $50 off, so instead of $250, you pay $200. Finally, last but not least, we have Plugin Boutique. Now, because they are a boutique, they're gonna have a lot of the plugins that we've talked about on their actual site. So if you're more keen to getting everything from one place, then maybe this is a site for you. Now, right now, they're having up to 99% off some plugins with several $1 flash deals, so definitely come take a look. But some of the things that popped out to me included things like Scalar. Now, I've done a review on Scalar before. It is an absolute game changer. I'm gonna link it up top here, but if you're someone who needs help with their music theory, with figuring out chords, then this plugin is for you. Now, regularly it runs for like $50, $49, but right now it's at 26% off, so you can get it for $36. Now, if you end up picking up only one thing today, then let it be Scalar, because I'm telling you, this plugin will change your life. Other things that are notable here, of course, are Soundtoys 5. We already talked about that. You can get it from their site or from here. It's all the same thing, but regardless, you're gonna get it for 50% off. Following that, we also have Bassmaster and FabFilter Pro Q2. Bassmaster is a fantastic bass plugin that I've reviewed on the channel, and instead of the $130 that you would pay regular price, you get it here for $45. And then, of course, Pro Q2 is probably, arguably, one of the best EQs on the market. I don't have this yet, so I might pick it up, but instead of the $180 that you would pay regular price, you get it for $134. Now, other plugins that you might be interested in that are also available through Plugin Boutique include a Serato sample, which is currently at 50% off, so you get it for $50, up to 80 to 90% off of Isotope plugins, and 25% off of Output plugins and Contact libraries, including their famous Exhale. Now, the best part about this is that right now, until November 30th, if you make a purchase, any purchase on their site, you get Neutron elements for free. But that is it, guys. Hopefully you liked this video and found something that you wanted at a discount. Now, everything that I mentioned today will be linked down below for your convenience in case you're interested, and I'll actually be updating the description of this video throughout the weekend in case I find new deals. But as always, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, but I will see you guys on the next one.